Hey folks, I'm glad you're all here, and this is really unusual because we've never done this before. Uh, Not a whole lot of people know about Santa Spurs. It was founded in 1955 by one of the people that my mother grew up with. And so it's really incredible that we're all here, and there are so many stories, and there are so many stories we'll never hear because most of those people are gone. So, anyways, I kind of feel like it's really emotional to talk about this, but we have people out here that have never been here, which is amazing. And we also have people that are here every day. So, anyways, I have an open mic. So anybody that wants to talk about this is welcome to come up. So I don't know who wants to start, but okay, Jerry. Let's go, Jerry.
I want to give tribute to the family and the people that started this years ago, the Pridemores, and that family is still represented here. And Donna, I just wanted you to come up here and tell us something about the beginning of a place in the woods. We thought it was the woods out here, and they'd go to the woods, and these kids would ride their horses, and most everybody here knew somebody that had a horse out here. And we have a daughter, she's 58 years old now, but when she was 12, until she was 18, she had a horse, 2 or 3 horses out here over time, but we appreciate the fact that there was a place, and there is a place where you can keep kids out of trouble, and they come out here and they take it out on their horse. Donna, come tell us about what you know about the Pridemore beginning out here.
Hi, I'm Donna Pridemore.
Thanks.
Donna Pridemore Williams. I grew up here. From the time I was probably 6 or 5, we were out here almost every day, riding the horses. And my sister Karen and I, and my dad, and my mom. It's a lot different now than it was then. We had a building over here that we called the Chuck Wagon, and every show my mom would be in there cooking hamburgers and hot dogs for the people at the show to come purchase. My dad would be sitting right under the pavilion right there, and he'd be calling the winners. And he hired the people, the judges, to come judge the shows. A lot of great memories. When I was here, Mr. Gildersleeve was the superintendent that looked over everything and made sure all us kids were following the rules of the stable. This ring was all wood, so it's different, but a lot of it's the same. The stalls are pretty much the same. The stalls we had were in the back row, and they've since been torn down. But it's a wonderful place to grow up. And the horses, they're special for kids that, they become your best friend when you're little and you have, problems, or they're great therapy for kids and adults. My dad loved this place, and we're so glad that so many people rallied around it to keep it. So just have a lot of stories. We would go, there were a lot of trails, and we would ride the horses on the trails. And at Christmas time, we'd go out and cut our own tree, bring it back to our tack room, and decorate it up for Christmas. A lot of great memories of shows, of just hanging out with our friends. This was the place we all came every afternoon after school. because we had to take care of the horses. We had to clean the stalls. We had to feed them. We had to exercise them. It teaches kids a lot of responsibility. So I'm so thankful it's still here. So thank you.
So we still have 35 stalls. We have 28 rented, 7 are vacant. So we're looking for some new customers out here. There was a time that hardly no one knew about the Jewel on Fifth Avenue until they put the road through here and put the woods into the town. Because it really used to be the woods out here. Anyway, so we're looking for other people that have memories to come up, as Robbie had invited you. And we also have a horse here that's been here 18 years, Houdini. Todd, bring Houdini up here. He still has his Christmas bells on, so you can see the smallest horse in the area. We only know of 3 other equestrian centers in Broward County, one in Plantation, one in Davie. So here's Houdini, and Todd Olson's on the board, the committee. They have a advisory board for the city, for the Sandton Spurs, and we mostly listen to some complaints, but otherwise we try to do what we can do for the Sandton Spurs Equestrian Center. So Todd, thank you for your service and serving on, and Nancy Olson that works with us on the committee. Anyway, here's Houdini.
Hey, Houdini.
Hi, good evening. My name is Todd Olson. I'm a resident here in Pompano. My wife Nancy and my son Jake. Jake, where are you? There he is. Jake grew up here at Sandton Spurs. And when he was probably three years old, he was riding Houdini, and he holds 40 pounds. And we've had hundreds of kids ride Houdini throughout the area, the neighborhood, and they come and visit. We've had a lot of opportunity to provide, I think, a lot of joy to the children. And recently, obviously, we've fought hard to keep the park, and I think we're doing a great job at it, and all the board members as well. We're here with, we have 2 stalls. I think we're here in our 17th year, and we look forward to doing more and seeing more of you, and of course supporting the cause and everything else we can, and offering the park for other organizations such as the Historical Society Pompano to come in as well. Anyway, thank you, and I'm glad you all got a chance to say hello. And if you can walk around and see some of the stalls, they're well kept. I think the owners are proud of what they have, and obviously, as you'd mentioned, it's a hidden gem. Thanks.
Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. Anybody else want to come up and talk and say something here? Oh, yes, you do, dear. We got everybody warmed up for you, okay?
I am Marcia Cartuck. I have been at Sandton Spurs since I was in 5th grade. So, just a couple years ago, I remember Mrs. Crayer driving us in her yellow Cadillac down the dirt road to deliver Mona and Kathy, and we would ride in the woods. And we would always be late, and all our parents told us, you have to clean your stalls first before you can ride. But of course, we'd be out there at 5 o'clock when it was time to come get us, and we would have to race. Well, banana spiders loved to cross the path, and we came back with webs everywhere. So we weren't very good. We didn't do what we were supposed to do. But there's a lot of things that have gone on here, and we just want to keep it here. It's an icon. It keeps kids out of trouble. You'll see all the pictures I put of all the kids that have gone through here. We've had children that have gone to college that come and take their horses via van to their colleges and ride at their colleges. And we just we can't believe that we're still here after 68 years, Jerry. Is it 68? 50, that's when it was established, but I think it was here before, when it Kiwanis Park in 1947.
Wow.
Anybody remember that, Kiwanis Park?
All right.
Yeah,
That sounds good to me.
yeah. But anyway, we hope everybody keeps us in their hearts and keeps us alive here so that we can be a little gem here. All the kids that go out of here are good kids. So it's an encouragement to have them deal with their horses. Anyway, history is up there on the bulletin board. There was Liz Adams. There was Pam Lamont, Crosser Lamont. And I can't remember all the girls. All I knew, I was very young. And I remember one of the Bugarellis threw a dead snake on me when I was little. And I freaked out. But I had a horse called Peggy Sue. At the time, Peggy Sue was popular. And we had a candy machine there. And because all the little kids, the big kids made the little kids reach up under it and get their candy bars for them. So we weren't exactly angels, but we loved our horses and we had such a good time. And my mom gave us Prel shampoo to give Peggy Sue a bath. Well, we did not realize that you don't use the whole thing of Prel on the horse. We sudsed up this area like you cannot believe. If you ever seen 5 kids and 1 horse, this was good horse. Anyway, that's all I got to say. But check out the board, I think. And I made a little video of all the things that have happened in the past. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, dear. Appreciate it.
Got another Marsha.
Marsha times 2.
Okay, we got the other Marcia over here. I heard you weren't going to be here, but that's all right.
I wasn't going to be here?
Marcia Cope, I love you.
Oh, yeah, you remember me. Hi, everyone. This is so exciting for me to come back here to where when I was 13, 14, 15 riding here. I remember walking from junior high down that dirt road because I never quite caught up with Miss Crayer's car. But the fun that we had is just wonderful. I know that you mentioned Mr. Gildersleeve was Ferdinand Aloysius Gildersleeves. And boy, could he hand out some punishment when he wanted to. Wouldn't let you ride your horses if you got in trouble, if you went over that way or did this and that. But it was wonderful, wonderful growing up here and having a horse out here. And it was just wonderful growing up in Old Pompano. I think we had one of the best upbringings that I think most people I've met throughout my life have had, probably not better than we did. The camaraderie, our parents went to the same high school and all us kids knew each other. And then we were out here for years. So I think you were mentioning there's 28 horses out here. Well, there's getting ready to be 29. I'm here with my cousin Chris Cope. She's bringing her horse from Colorado shortly. And Jenny Hardy is here too. So the 3 of us were out here terrorizing for a while through the years. So we look forward to being in our golden years and riding again. So I hope this all stays and grows, and I'm just so excited for it. Wonderful here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcia. Appreciate it. Let's see. So next I have Tommy Curran, who is one of my relatives by marriage that I love very much. And he'll always be part of my family. So he was out here for many years, so he'll tell you about it.
Well, my name is Tom Kern, and I've been associated with Hayden Spurs on and off for over 30-some years. I work for the city, and this fell under my jurisdiction a lot, so I've seen a lot of the good, the bad, the sad. I remember Marcia, we live over by Kester Park, and I live next to Marcia, and she would bring her horse Flash over. And Flash would ride over, and then my oldest son, Bobby, would get up on Flash and ride the horse in the neighborhood. I said, where else could you get away with that? But it's a part of community. And then she had a horse, Carson, which was as big as this building. And Carson, when they had to put Carson down, I was out here in the ring. And I was crying like a baby because Carson was family. And when they put Carson down, and I was dragging the ring, and I had to keep looking away. And it's they're not just animals; they're part of your family. And my mother taught preschool, and her big thing was touch, feel, see. And one of the guys that worked for the city brought his granddaughter out, and she goes, "Poppy, poopy," but she will always remember the smell of Sand and Spurs stables. She will always associate it with, and I love when children come out here and they touch the horse and they can feel the coarseness of the hair, the softness of the body. You don't see that on a computer. You can't generate that. AI can't do anything, but when they come out here and they see those big teeth crunching down on a carrot, and then when we had special needs classes and you would see a wounded veteran step over a 4x4, and it was like he won the Kentucky Derby. And it's just not a place. It is the place. It's what makes our city well-rounded, and it makes it exciting. Even if I've had people used to come out here and eat lunch, and they would just sit here under the trees and see the horses. So this is an exciting place. It's a great place. And there's some people that still remember me and some that don't. So I was here for a long time. So let's keep her going for another 65 years.
All right. Thank you, Tommy. Anybody else?
Hello, everyone. I'm Jake.
Get closer to this
Closer.
mic, because that's a video mic.
So there are a lot of kids that have nothing, and they come here asking to ride, and we want to do something for them. I'm not sure how, maybe with like Make-A-Wish or something, but just try and make a difference, like just and try and provide or something for them. I don't know how to word it, but wow, sorry. Nervous in front of the crowd. But
they want to ride your horse. You don't
You
know
know-
what to say. Tell them.
yeah, people come, they ask to ride the horses, and
We don't want to get in trouble.
it
Can you
could
get
could
some
lead into
ponies?
problems and stuff, and maybe give them like pony rides. We have the open stalls, so if we put
Tell
something,
them those kids have nothing. They
Yeah.
have nothing.
yeah, they do have them.
Yeah.
They come
What can
here
we do?
looking for, the horses make them happy
Keep them out of trouble.
out of a lot of trouble.
What can we do together? Like, what can
We all put stuff together and we could all help. It'd be great. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Horses are very tactile, so that's how people deal with it. Anybody else want to come up and talk? Sure. Come on.
I would like to raise a glass to everyone here for supporting these stables here and the people that got their horses here. As a youngster, my father moved here in 1964, worked in Pompano, and we rented first, but we had to move into Oakland Park. He had a house built, and when I was on the waiting at the bus stop over off of 21st Avenue and Prospect Road over there by the old Tamarack Golf Course, they had kept horses there for years, and right up until they probably sold that property not too long ago. But we would jump out of the orange, we'd wait for the bus, we'd cross the street, they had horses in the orange groves. We would climb the orange trees and drop right down on the horses. And the horses were wonderful. And so we learned not to have a fear of horses right off the bat. Well, Pompano is a beautiful place to me as I grew up in Broward County in the northeast section of Fort Lauderdale. And horses have always been inspirational from the time I used to go back north and visit a one-eyed pony named Pinky, where my grandfather's a friend had. And so horses have been a passion. And then as we grew up, we had the Pompano racetrack here, which put many dollars into our coffers. Many dollars. And they used to have the rental stables over there if you wanted. But the horses are everything. And how that affected me as I was growing up as a troubled child in a big city, Fort Lauderdale, in the 70s. And I said, how can I make a geographical change and make some of myself? So they had a little armed forces station on the other side of the airport. I joined the Navy. I learned about roping, tying knots, all kind of tied in together with horses, So I got the heck out of here, went to college in Albany, New York. And a little place called Saratoga Springs up the street where they have a lot of horses and horse people. They love them. We love them horses up there. And I wanted to stay out of the gin mills and not get in trouble. I was a single man and working for the state of New York after I got out of college. So I went to this lady who had a farm and I said, ma'am, I will do anything to be around these horses. And I will work for free. And so she had me kind of ramrodding the place for a little while. She had about 15 head of her own, and she had a small trail rides every once in a while. But most people had private stalls. She has about 60 acres there still. And my wife and I ride periodically. But horses are a passion. And to anybody who has any kind of trouble, any kind of troubles, any kind of woes, those horses have a natural ability for curing people. The touching, as you said, the feeling. I went to a city meeting trying to improve a property that I have, and I went to a city board meeting here in Pompano, and a group of autism people were there, and they said, we want to be a friendly city. Pompano wants to be a friendly city for autism. And this therapeutic, if you have a nice therapeutic clinic that you continue here, it's a very good thing that you could do for these autism people that want to do this. And I've volunteered at these the sheriffs in Albany, New York. They're close to there. They have a therapeutic riding stable, and I've worked with handicapped kids in the gymkhana. And to see the profound influence it has on young children, not just young happy kids having a good time and growing up to be good, clean Americans, and young girls learning responsibility, how to take care of things, so when they raise their families, they know. So it's passionate. I think we all feel it. We got to keep this place. God bless you all.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Well, my name is Peter Williams. I used to be the president of the Historical Society and turned over my baton to Robbie.
What's his
name? Robbie. And he's doing a great job. And I wanted to thank each and every one of you for coming out tonight and showing your support for Sand and Spurs. It's been here a long time. As you heard from my wife, my father-in-law helped start it. This is the hat that he wore as ringmaster out with the judge out there. I used to show here as well, and they called it halter. I didn't ride because when I did ride, I'd rub my butt raw because of the saddle. My wife did all the riding, but I would show halter and spent a lot of time out there in that ring. But my father-in-law put a lot of effort into this place, and my mother-in-law. She had the old-timer Western store over on 1st Street next to the First Baptist Church, and she supplied a lot of Western wear that my wife wore, her sister wore, and other people that showed here. Like Jerry Bowman said, this is a jewel on 5th Avenue. It's been here a long time. There's not very many places in America anymore, let alone the state of Florida, that have something like this in the city limits. I've spent a lot of time, as my wife said, her and her sister had the 2 largest stalls in the back. They were the tallest ones. The city has since tore them down, but I spent a lot of time cleaning up after her horse. She would take it out and ride in the rings while I cleaned up all of whatever he left after he ate. And the those are good memories. I was 16 at the time. I think my wife was 14. And a lady named Shirley Link, along with Mr. Gildersleeve. I can remember we would be in the tack room kind of doing what I guess you're not supposed to do. And here come Mrs. Link, Donna, and we'd have to straighten up, and act right. But a lot of memories here. And when you come and you take care of a horse, that's teaching you responsibility. Again, I want to thank you all for coming. I won't take away Robbie's thunder here, but I do want to thank Carol Ann for the hard work that she put in, for Pat, our secretary, for all the hard work that she put in, and everybody else that has taken time out, the guys that were here to put it all up for you guys tonight. And now we'll have to take it all down when you all get ready to leave, but it's all well worth it to see this kind of a crowd come out here and participate and love what we've got here right underneath our nose. So again, thank you. Stay as long as you want. As long as there's food, you guys can eat it. We don't really care about taking it home, so please eat it. If you want to take it home, you can do that too. But again, thank you very much. And we're going to keep Santa Spurs alive and living in Pompano Beach, Florida. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to let them take it.
So this facility is about 69 or 70 years old, the best we can tell from the records. But we're on a leased piece of property from the FAA. So from time to time, it does come up about it moving or being discontinued, but we've kept it this long and I hope we can keep it longer. Now, I wanted to mention about that Pompano Beach Historical Society is in its 50th year this year. We have an anniversary of 50 years that we'll be celebrating all this year. April 17th is our regular meeting night, but we'll have open house all afternoon that day, and then we'll have a speaker that incorporated, an attorney that incorporated 50 years ago Pompano Beach Historical Society is. So that'll be worth your time and effort, and telling some other people that we'll have 7 displays, including the museums, the Kester Cottage tours, the Fire Museum, the Black History display from the Rock Road Historical Group. It'll be a good lesson in the history of this town and the history of the Historical Society if you'll put that on your calendar for April 17th. Tommy has a reading here of a text from a person that had a horse out here years ago, and she texted this to her mother tonight. She's in Virginia.
I have a quick message here from Pam McNabb. We may know the McNabb family. It's a pretty well-known name here in our town. She wanted to say at the time they had no idea what an incredible benefit it was to have a facility like this in her backyard. The city should see a real draw for a lot of people. Finding safe, reliable places to board their horses is a real challenge in today's world. So she wanted me to share that with you. Thank you. Just to follow up with Robbie, PompanoHistory.com. Stay informed of what we're doing. You could sign up for our newsletter. Anything else, Robbie? Thank you for all the volunteers that put this together today, set it up, brought it all over here today. The city of Pompano Beach also brought the tables and chairs, I believe.
Yes.
So thank you to the city of Pompano Beach, and thank you to the communication team that came out to film this and document it so that we have this saved for a long time.
All right, thank you, folks.
Tell them that that Pat, got this all together, and
Okay.
she's not well.
All right, we also want to thank Pat, for our executive director, for putting this all together. It originally was planned for late last year, and we had a tropical storm come through, and it was totally rained out, and so this is the second date for it, and unfortunately she is recovering from surgery today, and she couldn't be here, but she loves us all. So I don't know, is there anybody else that wants to talk before we close this down?
Houdini's family, who was asking for help, is there a way
to connect this. I see it's under the park system with a charitable organization where people could make donations.
I think that we'll have to investigate that.
But wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, it'd be cool. Yeah.
Okay.
It would be
That was
really
my
cool.
question.
All right. Anybody else? We're open. We'll stay here as long as anybody wants to talk. My family came here in 1900 whatever to Pompano Beach, and I have a picture on my phone that I've shown to several people tonight of my mother on December 28th, 1942, with her horse and Frances Allison on her horse swimming off of Pompano Beach. And it was during the height of our involvement in World War II. And the Coast Guard was patrolling the beach. There is a memorial plaque over on Silver Thatch Drive that recognizes the fact that the Coast Guard's stable was on that street.
Yes, sir. That's all what I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to do. That's all I wanted to do was ad lib to what this man just said. Is that somehow I have some kind of vision that historical societies do reenactments, and I thought if you want to get some horses on the beach and earn some revenue, we might want to think about using horses from the stables to do some sort of historical reenactment of the Silver Thatch Guard. And you could have some fireworks, like something's blowing off out of the ocean, but that arts grant that somebody would have to write would probably be a source of revenue maybe several times a year. Or another crazy idea is an organized ride for charity. Like the police in Pompano, they practice their motorcycles and things like that. Maybe an organized ride for charity would do it. So there's lots of things. And then, of course, the 4-H'ers through the high school or through the schools and a good 4-H program. I mean, there's contributions if somebody knows how to underwrite those grants. So I just want to talk about that Thatcher. I was impressed with that picture that your mother that you acquired of the Silver Thatch Guard, because my property in Pompano Beach was part of the Jelks family's property, and they were all up in there on that Wahoo Beach is where I'm at up there. So
Right.
Thank you so much. All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you all. Anybody else want to make any contributions? All right, thank you all for being here. We also want to announce that there is the 50th anniversary of the Pompano Beach Historical Society coming up, and we will have a big program. It's being promoted. That will be in March, I believe. So it's not very far off. So, okay, April 17th. Okay, thank you, Cheryl. So, anyways, we've got a lot planned for that, and we have a lot of people that are going to come and talk. And our feature person will be Tommy Johnston, who was one of the first presidents of the Historical Society, and he's got more dirt than you can ever dig up. So anyways, thank you very much, folks. Appreciate it.